Good morning, friends. I'm so glad to be with you. It's an exciting time in the church. We're still learning what spiritual formation is going to look like, but I'm so excited about where we're going and the vision that we're going to be casting. So a lot of times I get questions from parents about, well, I want to do spiritual formation. I want to read my Bible. I want to pray myself, but I'm having a hard time doing it during the season, the busyness. I struggle with those disciplines. How am I going to teach my child, right? So I wanted to give you a couple of tools that you can just develop as what works best for your family, your grandkids, your extended family. I just feel like the more tools that we have in our bag, the better we are equipped to deal with all sorts of situations. So a couple of things. One of the things that I learned at a parent retreat once was journaling with your kids. And so there's ones that you can buy on Amazon. This is called Mom and Daughter Journal. There's a mother and son one between mom and me, and it has prompts in it to help you get that process started, right? But one of the most powerful things that I did with Becca and John is we just took a spiral notebook and we made the agreement that we would write down our thoughts, our prayers, anything that we wanted to share amongst ourselves. Now, if it was starred, that meant that we needed to come back and have a conversation. If it was just written in there, it was just sharing our heart, right? So I might write something like, wow, today was a really rough day. I lost my temper. I didn't take the kids to McDonald's. They were you guys were disappointed, and I'm sorry about that. And then if I wanted to talk about it, I would star it, and then I would know I needed that time with Becca or John. They had their own journals. We would leave them for each other on our beds. And sometimes it would be months in between entries. Sometimes it would be every day for several weeks. Becca would write, I'm having a hard time with a friend at school, but it wasn't starred. So that meant I didn't bring it up. She could bring it up, but I didn't bring it up. She wanted me to know what was going on in her world without me taking charge of it. And so that was great. John was a little bit younger when we started this, and so he would draw pictures. It would be like little cartoons that told me what was going on, comic strips. Sometimes he was the superhero. Sometimes he needed the superhero. It was awesome experience. Every once in a while we'll say, this is a verbal journal entry, right? We still use that kind of format for each other so that we can be supportive, talk to each other without me having the tendency to take control of it, right? I want to help it. I want to fix everything, but they need to learn and grow and pray about it. So underneath that journal entry that said I'm having a hard time with a friend, I might write back and say, I've had a hard time with friends too. Sometimes they've hurt my feelings. Sometimes I've hurt their feelings. If you want to talk about it, I'm here, Mom, and I'd put it back on her bed. And then it might come back and she might say, oh no, it was just a little disagreement. We're fine. Or she might come back and say, can we go have crepes and talk about it? Find tools like that that work for you and your family. It might be drawing, it might be journaling, it might just be giving language to each other to know, hey, this is a star moment. This is a time for you as a parent to step in and shine for me. The other thing that we have in our household, and this cracks me up because our kids' friends do this with us too. We have this sitting on our bar. It's just a white, chalkboard with chalk markers that we use, and I'll erase it once a week or so, and the kids will come over, and this one cracks me up. It says Austin. Just pray for Austin. Why? Just because he's Austin. Cracks me up every time I see it. Prayers for people affected by sickness, dad at work, school, what's going to happen with school. All of this gives them an avenue to put their prayers down. And like I said, now what happens pre-COVID, a lot of times, their friends would come over and they would see it and they would write things down. It just gives you another snapshot into what your kids are thinking, feeling, and experiencing. I don't know about you, but sometimes that's the hardest part about parenting is knowing when to step in and when to step back. You role model for them what this looks like. If you can talk about your spiritual life, if you can talk about hard times and frustrations you have and friendships that go bad and work situations that you struggle with, they can talk to you about those things. You're just giving freedom and language to those kids that you love. So If you want to know more about the books, I'm going to make sure that we put the titles and everything in the email that you're going to get. But there's tons of resources out there. So let me know how I can help, right? That's what the church is here for, is for us to help you in any way we can. We're praying for you. We wish that you have a great week, and we know that God's with you.